Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my channel where I do Clockwork Empire stuff and theoretically other stuff, although that is never practically shown to be the case. Yeah, some of you have seen my previous videos may be wondering, why am I looking at Alfred's desktop? Why is he playing in a window? What's going on with that other window? There's a couple of reasons for this. First of all, I can't get Shadowplay to work quite right. It captures my desktop, but then if I give the application full screen exclusive, it won't record. That's actually not important. The other reason I'm doing this is because Revision 41 came out on Thursday, and then there's a hot fix patched on Friday, and that's now. That's tonight. But I wanted to get this out, just so people know that Revision 41 came out, and I can't do my usual monthly thing, which I usually do on the weekends, because I'm going to be out of town. I'm actually attending Con Bravo in Hamilton, Ontario, but I did want to get this out, and then once I get back, I'm planning on doing my usual, say, 4 or 5 episode thing afterwards. So, episode 41 is out, and like I seem to say every month, there's a whole bunch of cool new stuff. One advantage of doing it this way is to show you one of the cool new features. So if we go into, you notice there's a new feature on the main menu now, Create New World. I'm going to show you what that does. So in the Clockwork Empires save directory, there's a new file called Terrain Colored, and this is actually this cool automatically generated terrain map. It's a height map where these this blue area is the water, and then this is land of varying elevations. All of that is procedurally generated. It's not just a PNG stored in the directory or whatever. It's regenerated every time you click this button, Create New World. Right? So I've just clicked the button, and is that the same one? No, that's okay. Let's do that again. Now, you might be asking, why is this significant? Okay, this is definitely new. Eh? This is because, okay, let me close this. This is significant because the game has taken its first steps toward world generation. In previous revisions, and in fact even in this revision, the place you start is just one of 2 predetermined colonies, the temperate biome colony and the swampy jungle colony. Now, there are mechanics and graphics already in place for multiple varied biomes, but there's never a way to show it in context. So having generated a world, I'm going to start a new game, and you see this? The terrain map that we generated over here is now the basis for the world generation. And the temperate biome is a place that's it's this grassy tree land, and the jungle biome is full of like giant jungle trees, and it's swampy. There are other biomes, right? There's like a desert biome, there's a like frozen tundra biome, and I mean there's a joke about a lava world biome, which I don't think we should take too seriously, but you know, that would be cool. So this is the beginnings of world generation. Now as it stands, we still start only in New Antipodia and New Sogwood. So for now, the biome system has not yet been fully implemented, but world generation, the code for the world generation is it's being worked on. Another new thing I wanted to show you is the new loadout system. So it used to be that you'd start a colony, and you would get essentially this one, the My First Colony starter pack, where you get 6 overseers and NCO, and like this good balanced mix of starting supplies, right? So some food, some basic building materials, a couple of ingots, and then like 1 spare pistol. But now you can also choose between all these other different options, and these are actually fully implemented in game, so they'll affect what you start with. Right, the Advanced Colony Starter Pack, you get the same personnel, but you'll get more advanced building materials, but a little bit less food. So you get more ingots and more like some actual metal parts and stuff. What else is there? I've tried this one out a couple of times actually, and it's not easy. The Best and Brightest loadout, you will get 6 skilled overseers. So the overseers, as you may recall from previous episodes, overseers have skills, and those skills determine the speed at which they complete tasks. So if one overseer is skilled at cooking, he or she will cook food in the kitchen faster than someone who's unskilled. So that's where you want to put them, right? That you want them to staff the kitchen. However, anyone who works at the kitchen for a long time will increase their cooking skill. And the same, all that skill stuff applies also to working, well, any job, right? Working in the smithy, collecting resources, all of that stuff. So this loadout starts you with overseers who are skilled at random things, but you start with significantly less starting supplies, like fewer building materials, significantly less food. And then there's this one, Metalworker's Trove. It's got a whole bunch of finished metal goods, pipes and plates and cogs and things. You can build the description says you can build a smith immediately. In practice, I found that's not quite the case. You still have to like chop down trees and quarry your own rocks and stuff. But yeah, so if you want to focus on making metal goods, that's your option. There's this one which is intended to be like the turtle full defense loadout. You'll get enough material for like gabions and landmines and a ton of weapons, and you actually start with an NCO and a foot soldier. The downside, of course, is that you don't start with food, and you don't start with like the non-military supplies, so like planks and stuff. This one, food, the Nature's Bounty. You get a ton of food. You get 7 days of food. Is that what it is? Yeah, full week. So in the My First Colony starter pack, you get 3 days of food, right? This one you get 7 days of food and no building materials. Lord Palmerstoke's Choice. This one starts you with all the exotic high-end materials required to build a lab or a new building, the Naturalist's Office. Those need materials like glass and finished goods, and you have to build like complicated machines. And you also start with a bar of gold, and you also start with a scientist. So if you want to build a lab like right away, even before you build a kitchen, you can start with this one. Your colony might struggle because you will have no beds and you have no ovens and stuff, but it's up to you. The Dauntless Dare, I tried this one a couple of times as well, and not for the faint of heart. You start with nothing. That's right, no starting materials at all. Just 6 overseers and an NCO. If you like your games hard, that's your option. This one is hard in a different way. 21's a crowd. Normally start with 7 guys, right? 6 overseers and an NCO. This one start with 21 people and no materials or food. So people are going to starve like immediately, or you have to bust your ass like immediately collecting food. And this one, apparently this one is these last 2 are experimental. This one includes Friends in High Places, gives you aristocrats to start with. They are, the thing about aristocrats is they don't work, right? But having them in your colony increases your colony's prestige, and you spend prestige to buy favors from the Empire, which can include drops of food or temporary allotment of soldiers or bandits and all that stuff. So all of this stuff is all to do with the metagame and the overworld, your starting loadout and the world generation. All of that stuff is new in version 41, and I look forward to getting into all of that stuff when I have the time after this weekend. There's also a bunch more stuff. I keep on saying that, don't I? There are now the way favors work is now changed. Instead of spending, as it used to be, 5 prestige to get a squad of 5 redcoats who would just permanently be in your colony, that prestige favor will only give you colonists or redcoats for 3 days. And the same goes for, and there's a new favor, colony favor, the prisoner workforce, where you will spend, I believe, 3 prestige, and you will get a work crew of prisoners from the Empire. They come with an overseer. Then there are 3 prisoners, and they've actually got a new model, and they've got the black and white sort of prisoner jumpsuit, and they come to colony and they work, but they leave after 3 days. There's been a whole bunch of balancing. There are new events. Personally, one of my favorites is the Beetle Swarm event, where you'll be alerted of an encroaching beetle swarm, and what happens is Actually, let me load up. It's probably pretty boring for you guys to be watching here. Yeah. So there's a Beetle Swarm event, and you'll be alerted of, invading beetles, like encroaching upon your colony. And it'll be like 3 giant beetles and like 12 of the regular sized beetles. And if you don't do anything about it, they'll just trample your crops and destroy your farm and probably wipe out your cabbage harvest. When you kill the giant beetles, they burst into a whole bunch of the smaller, medium-sized beetles. So yeah, that's a thing. That's a new event. It's one of my favorites. There've been a whole bunch of engine tweaks, balances. Um, yeah, I don't have the opportunity to get into all of this right now, but I plan to get into it when I get back. So that's version 40. We're up to version 41A now. 41 was released on Thursday. It was hot fixed up to 41A, and that's currently the live version. So it's all sorts of cool new stuff. I just wanted to keep everybody updated on where the game's at, and I look forward to getting into it with you guys when we get back. So, thanks very much for tuning in once again. My name is Alfred. The game is Clockwork Empires. It's published by Gaslamp Games. If you're interested, the game is in early access, available through Steam. You should also check out the official forums and the official wiki. There's all sorts of fun and games going on there. Yeah, until then, well, have a good one.